Ah, Rome, the Eternal City. That's right, folks. Hello and welcome back to episode 90 of the legendary West Rome campaign in Total War Attila. Now, I don't know how much of this I'm going to be able to record, but I figured that, it's well, we just got past Christmas time. How about a bit of a present here, an old gem, if you will, from days gone past on my channel. The last episode of this I recorded was on October 6th. 2016. I was no doubt into Warhammer 1 at the time, and I left this game behind, and many of you may miss it from a historical standpoint or just wish that I had seen this through all the way to an ultimate completion objective. Although, like, we've done most things in terms of chapter objectives and stuff like that, but yeah, this is Total War Attila, or as I like to call it, Attila, a Total War slideshow. So folks, sorry, I gotta start this out, and I'm just gonna say, Attila is a hot mess of flaming diarrhea. Like, it was probably fine at the time we were playing it. I mean, it always had its issues, but I'm getting 10 frames per second right now on a very up-to-date $4,000 gaming computer in late 2021. It has the latest generation graphics card, motherboard, CPU. This game is being murdered by its own code. Like, its engine kills it. What's funny is that I was doing some testing earlier to try and get the frame rates up. I cut the resolution from 1440p to 1080p, and I'm recording this in 1080p right now, and then took it from extreme detail down to, it was like quality. So that's like going from like very high to medium settings. On graphics. Didn't make any difference in the performance. None. Zero. It just keeps performing like crap. So the game is clearly bottlenecked by its own horribly optimized code and graphics engine. And the reason I'm laughing is because, we love to poke fun at CA and give them a hard time for the things they did wrong. Wow, have they come a long ways. That's all I can say is, wow, they have gone a long ways from here. But yeah, Attila is definitely a hot puddle of diarrhea in the street that makes you recoil and whose stench makes you sick to your stomach in terms of optimization and performance. Now, that said, that's optimization and performance. There are many of you who are going to like the time period, and many of you who might like some of the units and the aesthetic. The throat singing in the beginning is cool, and there is some cool soundtrack. There were some neat features in this game, like how when you would siege a settlement, you had that siege escalation. So like if I had been sieging it for years, and you go to fight the battle on the map, the city would be ruined looking and all that stuff from years of siege. They added in seasonal effects. Your armies take attrition going through large mountain passes. The food system was revamped a lot. You had weather and climate effects, fertility levels, different religious, so sure, they added a lot of things that took this game up in many ways from Rome 2, but at the same time, so many of the things might as well be a step backwards in terms of how the game plays, just because the performance is so utterly and terribly awful. I do mean awful. Like, the performance is bad. I would say this game is, for me at least, near unplayable, simply just because of how poorly it performs. Like I said, it is a slideshow. I'm getting 10 frames per second at the moment. But, you know what? I'm going to endure it. I just had to get my honest opinion out there. And, well, why are you making this? I'm making it because it's a classic, folks. This was the West Rome campaign, the legendary West Rome. I don't play a lot of legendary campaigns, and this is probably one of the hardest legendary campaigns that ever existed out there. And it had some of our characters. Some of you might ever wonder if you see me naming a character Sextus or Appius. They came from this campaign. Here is Sextus Perennis. I can't remember where we had Appius. I know it was Appius Rollus, I thought was his name. But, I mean, I want to say that this was him. Appius Marcellus, I can't remember. But we had Appius and Sextus. They were huge characters. Sextus was the emperor for the longest time until he finally, I don't remember if he died in combat or old age. I don't remember, but it was good times. We had mostly defeated the Huns. At the moment, I'm currently fighting against the Swabians. And then we were basically, I think, attempting to reforge the great empire that Rome was. The East Romans are still alive, albeit barely. they exist really only in Egypt here, and not even all of it. There are still a lot of factions over here that are, you know, not someone we fought yet, but we control Constantinople. The West, or I think the East Romans lost it. These East Roman separatists have a huge bunch of forces here that I intend to fight soon enough. And it looks like a lot of my armies were set up with just spear and artillery spam, so it looks like they were probably attempting to fend off Hun stacks, and now they're, you know, busy helping us fight other ways. And it looks like my navy's just a bunch of Marines and what is this? Yeah, Marines and artillery ships. So yeah, good crazy stuff here. Looks like I was having a good time of it. All these Marines. Looks like I have ramming ships, Marines, and then artillery ships. I'm assuming my artillery ships can kind of catch the city on fire and cause a lot of problems. We're making a ton of money. We got a lot of food, high treasury. It looks like I had kind of stopped with a lot of different buildings and stuff like that. But let's have a little fun with the game. I am so far out of touch with this game that it's really not even funny. Like, I'm beyond out of touch with it. So I tried to look at it for a few minutes just to get myself up and ahead. There's like sanitation. Again, a lot of really cool stuff that they introduced, like neat ideas that maybe just ended up poorly executed. Would probably be my thought process on this stuff. Neat ideas that end up poorly executed. Yeah, that's probably the right way to say it. Increasing squalor. I mean, hopefully we don't go too far on squalor. Sanitation. Yeah, see, I'm just trying to remember what buildings, because we have to deal with sanitation. Sanitation offsets squalor. Obviously, you have some buildings that produce food, some buildings that use food, and then some buildings cost you a maintenance upkeep, whereas other buildings make you money. So it's kind of like this constant trade things. You're going, you know what, let's just build a bunch of stuff. Just let's remember what it's like. Bring this over to a town. We had been doing this campaign as pagans. How come it won't convert that? Oh, cannot build. You must rebuild your city first. Or hold on, let's go back. Where was I at? Where's that settlement? Actually build up here. I'm trying to resettle some of these areas. Where was it that I was just at? I'm gonna forget. I can't remember where I was even at there. Was it Venetia? Or, I don't know. I maybe just clicked somewhere or whatever. Let's just keep clicking through and look for some of these settlements. Remind ourselves a little bit about some of these buildings and stuff like that. You know, see the squalor game, like it increases. So see, we're at a total sanitation of 15. So like in this province, I could easily build this stuff up and really not take much of a hit from it because the public order is very good. Again, the strangest thing, like I can understand maybe public order isn't good because you're making more people work all these farms and they don't like it, but the squalor going up from building farmland? Like, I remember thinking this was weird back in the day, and I still think it's weird. I still think it's weird. We have all this money sitting around. Let's put some of it to use. I'm just gonna build some of this and see what happens. Like, see if we break the squalor public order. So I'll do a little experiment a couple of these places, and then we'll continue to experiment. I won't burn all of my money. We're making a ton. We probably need to recruit more armies, honestly, just so we can better control the entire map. It is on Legendary. I don't have any governors to assign right now, if I remember right. I was looking through this, and I just don't have the family members to put there. Anyway, yeah, enjoy the slideshow that is Total War Attila, the West Rome campaign. I think you're seeing like anywhere from 1 to 10 frames a second right now, so utterly beautiful. Oh my gosh. Memory lane, folks. Memory lane. Good times. Great oldies. Alright, it looks like I have some allies who are doing some attacking. We can support them with, it looks like a garrison? No, I don't know. It's an army, I guess. Let's just auto-resolve this. Oh my gosh, it is moving so slow. This game. Oh, jeez. Take on warrior. Yeah, just take on warriors, whatever. Attila, a Total War slideshow. I mean, I almost sometimes think this game is running worse than it was years ago. It looks like we can support our allies. My army is this force here. This does look like a garrison because it doesn't have a commander. At least a commander unit. I don't think so. You know what? Let's play. I haven't played a battle in this game, and who knows when. And I don't even really remember how to play battles in this game. Let's do it. We're going to reinforce our allies against the Swabians here, who have multiple armies in the vicinity. And we'll see if we can win. Looks like I have basically some Legio Comitatenses, some Spear Legions.
Phase, you can secretly
you can shut your trap. I'm not interested in what you have to say. Start the battle. It is on Legendary, so the camera is restricted. This is going to be my allies. That's the sway. I don't know why my camera is stuck over here. I guess it's just stuck here until my reinforcements get on the screen. There we go. I can click my unit and move over here. Yeah, so on Legendary, the camera gets restricted. I'm assuming my guys are going to get really tired, like if we go trudging too fast across all this. It's actually, the battle map is a welcome reprieve. I get like, you know, sometimes over 60 frames per second here, sometimes lower depending on how close I am to all my troops. But I mean, this feels fantastic compared to the campaign map. The campaign map is like a gravity well absorbing your frame rate, like a black hole. Okay, I'm gonna get all my unit cards put together here. That'll work. Get a main line of infantry all set up. I'm gonna move them over here. Actually, I don't know if they're gonna actually position in the way that I move the cards. They probably won't. Doesn't matter too much. I can do it manually. So I'll set these units up. If I remember right, cavalry charges against unbraced units were absolutely devastating in this game. I don't remember missile mechanics too terribly well. I do know that cavalry crushes infantry on the charge if it's not braced. Let's fast forward for a minute, get my units all grouped together. They're gonna be tired slogging through the snow, but I'll get them all formed up, let them rest a little. I want to say that the units get tired quickly here, but maybe they recovered their stamina a bit quicker than Rome 2. Gosh, it's been a long time. I just don't remember. I know, like I said, some of the few things I can remember is that charges were absolutely devastating in this game, and that combat usually took place pretty quick amongst melee units. There wasn't like a big long time where units were just like beating each other down. And there's all of our allies, their Germanic horsemen and stuff coming in. Looks like we are pretty well rested, except for these units who are winded because they had a further run. So let's see how long it takes them to get their stamina back. Yeah, that one went from winded all the way back to active. That one's all the way at fresh. So yeah, it doesn't take long to get the stamina back. So that kind of ringing some bells in the old memory here. On a hard group. There we go. Should be able to move them in formation now. So this is still a feature in modern day Total War. But a lot of allied troops coming up. I don't remember enough about the game to know how much of a worry I should be at. It looks like their Germanic archers have a nice range here. I'm at... Does it show my range? Ah, nice. The stats don't show my range. Perfect. I mean, who needs to know it anyway? Those Germanic archers look like they have nice range. I don't know if my archers have the same or not. I'm going to move all the way up to the flank here because my allies here, some other Germanic faction, or I don't know, everything in this game was some kind of Germanic copy-paste, so I don't know if it's an actual Germanic faction. You got Germanic horsemen, Germanic warband, Germanic spearmasters. Okay, we get it, CA, Germanic archers. Let's see here. Definitely want to wait on my allies, and we want to assault all at the same time. They've got some crossbowmen in the front there. Of course, big surprise, Germanic crossbowmen. They do have some Roman type use here. Protectores defectors, so it looks like some defecting Roman troops. Okay, here we go. It's time to get into it. The big battle coming to its head now. Now there is no power bar or balance bar or anything like that because this game is on Legendary. That's just part of the downsides you find yourself sitting in whenever you play the game on Legendary. It's like my ally's gonna soak up some of the enemy cavalry, and I'm totally fine with that. I follow cavalry. I remember this cavalry. It's been a long time since I've seen it, though. Some of these units will, no doubt, bring some memories back into my mind.
We have discovered the enemy's
Looks like typical AI procedure here. They are basically just going full suicide into the battle. Alright. Man, I kind of want to stay on the battle screen for as long as we can. Are they going to suicide jab cav into me? No, they decided not to. I say that would be impressive. I'm going to see, is there a guard mode for my archers? Skirmish mode, withdraw. Toggle melee mode, nope. Alt, see a guard mode. That's unfortunate. Got different shot. I've got heavy, whistling, flaming. We have precision shot. Let's go ahead and let our archers do some work here. Look at our spearmen here throwing their javelins, killing off those Germanic raiders.
Their unit has rallied. We will crush the enemy without
Kind of just letting my allies get in here and do most of this work. Let's go ahead and take my infantry and move around a bit, though. Let's get our legionaries on the move. Push our spearmen up this way. Push our cavalry up. There we go. I'll use my archers to continue to go after their own, or I can probably run down some of their archers. Let's take a cavalry charge in here. Can we still? Yep, here we go. Get some close-ups, trying to remember what this game even looks like. Nice charge, CA. Alright. So we've caught up with some of the enemy archers there with their own cavalry, and I can send in my spearmen to help finish the deal here. Let's see if we can get in here and rear charge some of the enemy infantry. Help support our allies. Looks like the battle is not going well for our enemies. Totally fine with that. Keep my cavalry on the move. Our Carnuti Senoras in there. Yeah, it looks like the enemy infantry line's just going bankrupt before I even get there, but that's fine. At least it's a victory. My archers don't even have much to shoot at here. Keep our Senoras running forward. Keep pressuring with this cavalry. In fact, I'll charge into this Germanic raider. Try and pin them in position. Right now they're ganged up on a bunch of Germanic horsemen that my allies threw into that fight.
Their general is dead. A lethal blow.
Excellent. A dead general. Alright, not surprising. Gonna get a big victory here. And that'll get rid of a bunch of Swabian troops. Knock these guys off the map. That should be that. I don't think they have anything left. Unless they have more reinforcements that are gonna be waltzing onto the map. Now remember, I don't have a mini-map and a power bar because of it's unlegendary. And the saves only decide to save once a turn and when the AI chooses to, so it prevents you from save scumming. I mean, not that I would ever do anything like that. I mean, no one even has any evidence that I've ever done anything like that. That sounds utterly ridiculous, in fact. Save scumming. Who would do that? Alright, I can replenish my units, take some coin, or just kill the captives. I'm gonna go just replenish some units. So there we go. My allies succeeded outside of Augusta Trevorum. Trevorum, however you say it. The Alamans, that was my allies there. See, I don't remember these factions. It looks like we have some enemy forces here, but they're very small. The Alamans are attacking them, and I can reinforce. I have this all-horse army here. So it looks like I did some cavalry spam. That was probably my answer to the Huns, like, just to be funny. Let's just do a balanced stance here. Hopefully I don't lose any units. I'd prefer not to have to retrain anything, but I probably did a horse spam just because I could. Yeah, we didn't lose any units. Looks like whatever small garrison I had, though, got lost in the process. So some more enemies dead. The Alamans have caught the Swabians again. This is outside of, or near Augusta Trevorum as well. This is probably that same garrison army. It is. I'm just going to auto-resolve this. Doesn't look like much here. It could have been leftovers from that last one. Some delicious reheated leftovers from the previous battle. Everybody likes leftovers. It has my garrison looking here. Solid garrison. I remember I was using a mod in this game that expanded the garrisons, which is great because the garrisons in most Total War games are too small. So when I fight the enemy, of course, they get double garrisons as well, but so do I, and it's kind of cool because you have a big garrison in all the settlements, and it's not just like a waltz into every settlement and, you know, auto-resolve against 4 units. So, I don't know, I kind of remember that mod that I was using here, and I like it. I think it's pretty fun. Nice to have. Alright, so now it is the Swabians' turn. Let's see if they manage to steal anything from me. They might. They own a lot of territory in kind of like the, what is modern-day France? Looks like they're using agents right now. Agent spam was totally a thing in this game. There was a lot of enemy agents, and you could spam agents, and you could really abuse the spammed agents. And you get to turn-ins like this, and it takes absolutely freaking forever because the agents all go do their things, and even though I've hit the spacebar to try and speed it up, you still just have to wait through this never-ending deluge of agent actions. So again, something the CA has improved dramatically. Coming into newer titles, we no longer suffer from the same type of agent spam. Agents make much more sense, I think. They have more niche roles. They can support armies. They don't just have to spam around the campaign map. I love how, like, some parts of the map we go to, it's like 50 frames per second, and then when you go back south, where I own a lot of territory, it's like 10 frames per second. Like, it's just back and forth and back and forth. It's like we got sieged at Rugion?
If a faction's initial offer or demand isn't quite...
I don't want your advice, Ugly. Alright.
To make a contribution.
So they want to be my puppet state. Eastern Roman separatist. If I pay them their offers, and it says, ask this faction to become your puppet state if you're strong enough and they accept. I mean, that'd be kind of cool to have them be my puppet state, right?
The gods smile.
There we go. We got a new puppet state.
Slaves.
Once separatist, now reformed. I'm down. Loyalty. Hang on, I'll go check on that wavering loyalty. Right here.
Commander.
This guy, it says wavering loyalty, zeal. Here to the to the general details. He's only at 1 loyalty. Office given to subordinate. Great. Now I know why I hadn't been touching the politics, because it's a hot mess as well. See, maybe we can kick some of these guys. Which one was he? Oh man, see, this is why I don't like politics systems. Like, I just want to play Total War. Like, if I wanted this kind of stuff, I'd play a game that does it well, like Crusader Kings 3, for instance. I wouldn't even waste my time like trying to do politics in a game like this. Let's see, influence. Now, what is this guy? So this is, however you pronounce this guy. I'm gonna call him Mute here. Where's he at? Second. Just. I don't even know where he's at. he? Oh, no, no, no. He's one of these guys, the other patricians. Probably, right? Maybe. Yeah, here he is. So we gave offices to some of my family members, and he's not happy about it because he feels like he is their better. Could try to do a secure loyalty action here. I wonder if I can do that with the wife here as well. Try and secure some loyalty from some of these commanders who are feeling a little less than loyal at the moment. I think she had married into this other faction, that's right. It's kind of a cool feature that was in here as well. Right there, I'm gonna try some secure loyalties. That'll probably just backfire and blow up in my face and be worth very little to me. Let's see, I've got some troops. These look like they're more on the frontier with the Huns, to be honest, but speaking of the Huns, they barely have anything left. Like, they're kind of just barely alive. There's a whole bunch of desolate areas that I was meaning to try and repopulate. They probably have terrible fertility. So yeah, average fertility. It'll probably take a long time to resettle all this stuff, but that's fine. Looks like we've got an army that can attack enemy settlement here. Boy, it's been so long since we've done any of this. We could fight this one because we have enough artillery. Let's just remind ourselves what these looked like. Again, just take some time to remember what the heck this game is about, how it plays. It has been a very long time since I have indulged myself in any such battles. I remember you could use these artilleries to basically like light their city on fire, and then if I remember right, when the city burns down a whole bunch, it kind of like ruins the enemy morale. I, again, don't remember for certain, but I seem to remember that being a thing.
Is to capture the settlement, not destroy
okay, so there's a path up to the victory point.
Kill or rout
Hey,
the entire
you know
army.
what? Like Crowboy, I don't like you, and I don't want your advice. So how about that? How about that? Let's get on my artillery up here. I've just got a whole bunch of spear spam. This was definitely looking like an army where I was using it to basically just noob box the Huns with artillery. Having trouble dropping these there. There we go.
Ready for orders.
Alright, kind of just tuck our artillery up here. Assuming we want this to be on, we got explosive rounds, causes high damage over a large area, takes more time to reload, most efficient against tight formations. Flaming round, ignores armor but takes more time to reload, efficient against units. Round, okay, alright, let's turn on flaming shot. We'll go for the towers. They've got their own artillery here. The glory and loot we gain are just added delights. Indeed. Well, here comes the flaming assault. Now I remember why I was using these, because it's hilarious. And apparently very powerful. I love it.
Their gates are no more than fireworks.
Alright. Their gates are already down. Well, my artillery 1, enemy 0. Feed it to him, gents. Feed it to him. Look at the flaming artillery. Oh, I love it. They're craptastic settlement. Absolutely dumped on. Now, let's make sure we don't waste too much ammo. Let's get that tower out of the way. We made a hole in the wall right there. Probably attempt to make another one. It might just happen with kind of shots that overshoot here. Oh my flaming goodness, that was beautiful.
The enemy tower
There's their
is
tower.
no more than wreckage now.
Well, I remember why I spammed this artillery at this point. Seems to be quite effective. All right, there goes another wall. Cease fire for a minute. Let's have a little fun. Let's switch over to explosive round. And do automatic fire and a barrage here. So here comes a barrage of explosive rounds from my artillery. Should be entertaining. See if we can clear out some enemies. Got my spearmen moving up. Right, here comes the explosive barrage. I don't know if they're tightly packed enough to make it max effectiveness, but I'm not gonna lie, that is pretty funny. Oh gosh. All right, the artillery is pretty OP here. I can handle that. I'm down with it. I'm here for it. Oh man, I haven't had this much fun in a siege battle in a long time. We're getting hit by a few arrows, but not a huge deal. We'll need to be a little bit cautious here because any shortfalls can hit our own troops, and our troops are in a significantly more compressed formation than the enemy. Oh man, that is beautiful. Look at all that exploding shot. Charging out a... Oh, that's a jab cav they're irritating me with. If I remember right, javelins in this game are pretty deadly. Got more Germanic archers popping up here. Let's keep targeting our artillery. I'm gonna let my artillery kind of continue to clear the way for me. Oh, we caught their jab cav here with some of our Iovi senores. These are spear legionaries. Should be able to down that jab cav, you would think, pretty successfully. So far, though, not doing a lot of damage to it. Oh, it's on legendary. I forget, like the... Oh, gosh. Easy, easy. Just killed a whole bunch of my own troops. Alright. I forgot that the difficulty being this high, that the balance in the game is basically broken. Look at this, a jab cav. Like, totally having no problem standing up against my heavy spears. I love it. Total War, please. Fix this trash. I'm just gonna let my artillery continue to fire. I need to get to the victory point, so let's start running up the hill. I'm gonna kind of ignore those archers, at least in part. The hill. Alright, I rear charged that cavalry and it's finally going to give way. It finally started to fall apart. It took a while. For a jab cav to last that long, definitely got to be the difficulty setting. Playing its role there. I'm going to cease fire for a minute with the artillery. Move it up a little bit. Might get a chain rout of all the enemies. I'm going to be careful with my commander. I don't have like a ton of commanders. Just start running my troops towards the victory point. It's been so long since I played this, I don't really know if I'm doing this the right way or the most efficient, effective way, whatever, you know, it is what it is. We're gonna take a lot of losses to these archers. But I can now get my artillery crews to shoot at those Germanic archers. They have a lot of ammo left, and they're definitely causing some damage, so I'd prefer to get them to rout. There we go. They appear to be on the fringe of routing there.
Unit's ammunition is spent, and it can no longer fire.
Oh, there's an enemy up here. This is a Spearmaster. I'm gonna go ahead and engage it with a bunch of units. I'm gonna try and get a bunch of units to start to outflank it. I'll send one to the victory point, and then I'll send some to make an outflanking. Sure. There you go. Right, it is now wavering, and it routed. There we go. So it must have been a army losses route there that handed us a fairly easy victory in the end. But artillery, man, that's, wow. For usually in older games, artillery is pretty worthless, and that was definitely not the case here at Look Dunham. I can understand why we were using that against the Huns, because they would have just been sitting back with their horse archers, and basically we just spear box against all their lancers and melee cavalry, and then tear up their horse archers with that. I'm gonna just occupy here so that we can replenish our troops, start to steal off some of their territory. Here comes some advice I don't want.
Now.
And let's see. I think we have to repair this stuff before we can convert it, right? Repair. Let's demolish that. I'm gonna just demolish the minor buildings and work on some upgrades there. Looks like our commander gained some skill points here. We don't have anything in his household because I remember, right, a lot of this stuff just kind of sucks. So I'll just throw some stuff on here. It really doesn't matter. It was mostly pretty crappy. I'm gonna go down this tree so I can get some extra replenishment. So let my troops replenish faster. This guy can be upgraded. Got horse breeding 2. And I had this army moving up. Is he in the settlement? Yeah, he's in the settlement because he's replenishing. That's my cavalry army. He's in that settlement replenishing. I had moved this army up as well. And I was moving this one towards the front to Shall Not Pass, which I don't remember, exactly everything that happened in this campaign, but apparently we had a lot of epic battles here. And then named it after Gandalf and his statement in the Lord of the Rings there. So good stuff. So we are at Shall Not Pass. Let's see. We took that settlement. Let's convert that. Let's tear some of this stuff down, though. And then see what happens when we do the repair and try and refit it some. We made some gains against the Swabians there, so we're establishing some more territory. Alright. We had some enemy fleets pull up on us here too, but they're tiny. It looks like just a commander's unit. Probably nothing to worry about there. Oh, this slideshow, folks. It is one glorious slideshow. Looks like we don't really have a whole lot of other enemies here. It looks like the Alamans have armies all the way over here. That's hilarious. And then there's basically desolate settlements. Nothing but desolate settlements out here. And the steppes, we could try to resettle it, I guess. I don't know, but that would really be intelligent or not. And then we got our new puppet state here, so now I don't have to worry about messing with them. Desolate settlement there. All right, good. I mean, it looks like we're in pretty good shape. Like, this army, or never mind, we got sieged up here. I'm gonna use my reinforcing fleet here to try and push these guys off me. Are my men getting replenished or not? Or are those guys just... I think they just keep running away and prevent me from replenishing. Is this fleet? It's there.
Ready for battle.
I half think I'm gonna move this army up here. That way it can actually replenish away from that one force, and my fleet can just protect. Yeah, my fleet can protect Rugion here. Just keeps getting besieged by those losers. And I think my fleet can protect. I mean, I have all these artillery ships and heavy marines and stuff, so I'm assuming we can hold our own here. We'll see what happens if these guys come back looking for more. I know there's no real garrison in Rugion right now. Surely the fleet can protect it, right? Because, I mean, it's there. I mean, if it works like Rome 2, they ought to be able to protect it. I could bring over this fleet. Well, I don't know if it would get a chance to do any reinforcing or what, but bring it over. Take a look and see. Been a great long time. Let's end our turn here. Unassigned skills. First, I'm just gonna throw stuff on this household. Like, I mean, it's not likely to do much, but there we go. Replenishment will increase. Unassigned tradition. I'm honestly really not too worried about a lot of this stuff. Integrity, ammunition, management. Let's try that. I don't have the people to assign as governors for the moment. Let's end this turn and see what happens. Have a little fun here. Speed that up. Oh my gosh, this game just feels so ancient compared to what we have today. So ancient, but you know, it's fun. Even like I said, I don't change my words. This game is definitely still just a puddle of flaming diarrhea. However, that said, it doesn't mean you can't have some fun moments. I'm having fun here, even though it's a slideshow, and this because I have a lot of like you call it wow, words just totally left my mind. I have a whole lot of good feelings for this game because it was part of my channel's history. It was a lot of fun channel history on it. This campaign was awesome, and I enjoyed it a lot. I know you all are saying the word in the comments, and I'm sitting here wondering why I can't think of it, but it'll come to me in a moment after this is all finished. But yeah, I have a lot of good feelings towards this game, and it's still fun. I mean, if you all are just wanting to play older Total War games, and this is a time period you enjoy, then I think you'd enjoy this game. I just wish that CA had not left it as such a performance mess. At the time, they kind of threw excuses out there, because I remember a lot of us Total War YouTubers kind of bringing their attention like, hey, this game runs like crap. And they kept saying it was designed for future hardware. But here we are in 2021, and you still can't get any performance out of this game. It was just poorly coded, poorly optimized, and that's just all there is to it. Now, CA improved a lot over the coming titles. We saw, you know, better performance in Warhammer 1, and then it got good in Warhammer 2, improved further. And Troy really took it, Three Kingdoms and Troy, I would say, took it to the next level in terms of changing how Total War game uses modern GPUs and CPUs, using more cores, and using the larger capability of modern GPUs. So I think 3K and Troy were huge steps forward. Warhammer 2 was better. I expect Warhammer 3 will hopefully be good too, because right now, like, Three Kingdoms and Troy both run smoother than Warhammer 2. Let's see here. They want an arranged marriage. They want to pay me. They want to marry this lady. Is she currently married? I don't know. This would be the guy here. So they're proposing that she be married to him. We already have treaties with them. It's a faction we support. You know what? Let's... Sure, I don't know. Whatever. Just accept. Be happy, lady.
There is much to be said for generosity between friends.
Oh, we're not at war with the Huns right now, but they want me to join a war, and they want me to pay them to join their war. No thanks. I'm good. Oh no, they were wanting me to pay them to join the war. Yeah, well that actually might have been okay, because then maybe they will go hunt down the Huns for me. The Huns are just like hidden out in the steppes. Here's all of the hostile agent actions. We got wavering loyalty still, disease outbreaks. Good, some smallpox. Bribe. Him off. Loyalty secured. That'll help. So now we'll have less wavering loyalties, I believe. Up here to our settlement.
Ready for orders.
These guys are after me again, and every time I attack them, they just fall back. They won't fight me. So that's pretty funny AI behavior. But now this army can replenish because they can't reach it. So this army will replenish and we'll take them out. So we can retrain our cataphracts. Is that something I want to do? Let's see what happens. Ah, Skull-Eye Gentiles. I wish I'd have kept the cataphracts. What a ripoff. Alright, well, note to self. Don't retrain cataphracts anymore.
Ready for battle.
Looks like our allies are sieging Augusta Trevorum, so that's good. Our new holding here. We need to... And now rebuild that. We can't do anything with these. I'm gonna just tear this stuff down. We can rebuild. Alright. Keep tearing that stuff down, see if we can rebuild. Our Cav Spam army is ready to get on the march again. A gold mine up here. Let's march through. Can replenish here?
Get the stakes up.
I don't know why we can't replenish there.
At your command.
This army's not replenishing either, so it must be some kind of seasonal or other effect that's preventing us from replenishing at the moment. That's irritating. We go back into a normal march stance. We can go down here to Vienna and maybe replenish. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, this army's not going to replenish this turn. That's irritating. Irritating, but not the end of the world. Man, this game is such a blast from the past. Oh my gosh. Also a blast from the pants. You get what I mean there. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed this one. It's all the time I have to record this one right now. Let me know what you think. Do you want to see more of this? I mean, about all we could do is just reestablish all this, take over Germania. We could retake what would have been, you know, in the Near East here, would have historically been in Roman control. Obviously, the East Romans lost it all, so y'all let me know what we think. It'd be a lot of undertaking. Game kind of runs poopy. Honestly, I think there's historical campaigns we could have more fun with, but I didn't want to not take the opportunity to show this to you. But anyway, tell me what you think. Get down in the comments. HeirofCarthage signing out for now. See you then.
At your command.